What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be showing you guys how we're going to get 35s to fit on a 5th gen 4Runner. We're going to be working on this one right here behind me. I'm going to show you guys what currently has on it as far as suspension lift and tire size, and then I'll show you guys what we're going to be fitting on it, and then kind of walk you through the process of how we're going to do it. There is several ways. This is probably the easiest way and most cost-effective way to do it. So yeah, let's show you guys what it has. Okay, so like I said, this here is a 5th gen 4Runner. It has, let me bump up this a little bit. It has Fox DSC dual adjuster in the front and the rear. 2.5 in the front. I'll show you the rear right now. Also 2.5s in the rear. A lot of times some people do run the 2.0 in the rear, and what that is just the diameter of the actual shocks. So 2.5 inch diameter shocks in front and rear. And then as far as the wheels, that one's a really not so great one. This here shows you the center cap so you know what brand it is. It's the Feel. He is currently running 285 65 18. Let's try that again. 285 65 18. So there's that. We're going to show you guys the new wheels and tires right here. Another set of Feel wheels. These are 35 by 12.5 by 17. So he is going one size smaller as far as the rim, just so that he has more meat on the tire for when he does air down. And I'll show you guys the Colorado pinstriping he has on his wrap. So this is Chris, by the way. He does use his truck a lot. He beats it up pretty well, but yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, these are the 35s that's gonna go on it. Toyo, love Toyos. These are the all-terrain, so not as aggressive as the mud terrain, but definitely a lot better on road, and still has the really good off-road performance. So that's those. Let's see what else we forgot. Oh, upper control arms. He does have the SPC adjustable upper control arm here, so that way we can move the caster angle forward a little bit. So currently we do have it pretty much all the way forward. Actually no, we have it one clocked back from all the way forward, so it's almost maxed out all the way forward. If we do need to, we can change that, but the more caster you add, you're actually losing ride quality, but it does make for more clearance. But I think we'll be okay with where we're at right now. We're also going to be doing a cab mount chop, which we'll show you guys in a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we got the wheels pulled off. First thing we need to do is pull this liner out. Well, not completely out, but we'll probably just fold it up. That way we have access to the pinch weld that is behind this section right here. It goes from all the way here. It goes up pretty far, but generally we just smash it back probably past that clip right there. So just somewhere right there and down. That's generally where you're going to be hitting. So that's what we're going to do first. It's pretty simple, so we're not really going to show you guys. I'm just going to have them take it off, but take a couple of these 10 mils out, take these clips out, pull this back, we'll fold it back, we'll show you guys what that looks like back there, and then we're going to be chopping that body mount right here. We're going to be using our new round plates for that, so that way it gives you the maximum amount of clearance back there, and then we'll weld. So we'll show you guys that in a bit, but we wanted to show you guys this Tacoma here too that we got in. It's pretty cool. It has the old school Toyota logo on the hood, And then a couple other cool things like this TRD decal on the side there. But what we're doing right now is we are wiring up a Switch Pro along with this power tray with this I think it's 12 slots for the fuse and this breaker over here. Alright, so as you can see here, we have the liner pulled up out of the way. So what I was trying to show you guys here is this pinch weld or pinch seam, whatever you want to call it. Basically it's welded together like this, and it runs all the way up there. But normally, like I said before, we go just a little bit past that clip. It should be plenty for 35-inch tires. And so what we're gonna do is we are gonna flatten that. Basically, so the easy way to do it is to make cuts in this, flatten it this way. A lot of people flatten it that way, but this side, as you can see, is lower than that side. So it's more beneficial to flatten it this way. It's harder because you gotta hammer it this way, but if you make those cuts, it should be pretty easy. Once we do that, we have some rubberizer. Since we're gonna be cutting and basically splitting the seam this way, the rubberizer will seal it up. That way it's still waterproof and everything like that. So that's what we'll do. Basically it's like this material here. This is a rubberizer that Toyota uses. So once we do that, that'll be nice and flat, so we won't cut the tires with this pinch seam. And then next we will do the chop here. So this here is the body mount for the front. So this little rubber piece here is the bushing for the body mount. So definitely don't want to melt that. So what we did here is just drew a line right there is where we're going to cut, and then one back here. So here's a view from underneath. So this is your body mount, okay? This is the rubber bushing and everything like that. And then the plate we're going to be using is this here. So this here is round to go right there, and it's that exact shape. That way we get the most clearance, get as close as possible to the bushings without melting it. So that's what we're going to do. And then what else do I want to show you? So up here, majority of people, when they have their new tires, the 35s, the main spot they're going to hit is right here. Usually you don't really hit all the way in here, so that's why we go back just right there. After we do that, we're going to cut some of this up, because this is going to be the next area that the tire is going to hit. So we'll show you guys that later. We're going to get to cutting on this, and yeah. Alright guys, so we pretty much have this thing mocked up and ready to go. As you can see, we cut that whole chunk out, getting ready for this plate to go in there. So this should match the bushing on that exactly and give you the maximum amount of clearance possible. So let's get it welded. Okay, so we put some of this rubberizer stuff on here since we did make those cuts. And then here's the weld that we did on the chop plate, round all the way around, so it follows the bushings there. So We're gonna wait a little bit, let it cool off, and then we're gonna throw some sealant on it, and then we should be good to go. Alright, so we put that stainless steel Steelite stuff on there, so we're good to go. It just needs to dry up a little bit, but yeah, we got the maximum clearance possible now. Like I said before, most of you guys will probably hit right here, so now that that's completely out of the way, and being that we didn't have to do a whole cab mount relocate, this is a lot more affordable. And I mean, the relocate basically does the same thing, because that plate that the relocate has, it goes around the bushing already anyway. So yeah, looks good. So lastly, we just gotta fold down that liner, put everything back together, and then throw the wheels back on and see how much clearance we have. Okay, so we got the 35s on with the new wheels, and this color combination is pretty badass. So let's take a look at what we're going to be doing next. So up here, what we got going on is the Viper cut. This is also a necessary step to take if you want to fit the 35s. So obviously it's going to hit right here if this came up and towards the front. This guy, Chris, he is going to be getting a C4 or a SSO high clearance additions, along with the low pro bumper in the middle there. So we're pretty much going to cut it where the C4 high clearance additions will land. We've done it many times, so we know exactly where to tape it. So we got that lined up there. He wants us to just to prep this bumper, pretty much have it ready for the C4 or the Southern style ski to get installed. So that's exactly what we're going to do, and this will probably be the last step to fit these 35s. I don't believe I showed you guys this rear part. Let me make this brighter. So here we just chopped it a little bit there, that way you have some clearance. So now that the body mount chop is done, we're not going to have any issues back there, just because there's so much clearance. So literally the next thing is going to be this little bottom part. More than likely we're going to have to chop it off a little bit more, probably like at that angle right there, just to follow the shape of the tire. But besides that, we'll show you guys what the front bumper looks like when it's done. Alright, so here it is, all done up. So we cranked the wheels so we can show you guys all the clearance. Trim off all the front so he's not going to hit anything up front. So he is going to get the C4 bumper. We confirmed it with him. So he's going to have plenty of clearance in the front. Let me show you guys the cab mount chop. So that's the clearance. Let me brighten it up before the tires there. This is at full crank. So yeah, looks good. I'll show you right here. So kind of hard to see, but you guys saw from underneath there. But yep, looks good. These are the 35s. This color looks really good with this wrap, and then with that front high clearance cut, it's not going to be rubbing anywhere up front either. So cool. Alright guys, so that is going to be pretty much it for this video. Hope it was helpful. But yeah, this is probably the most cost-effective way to fit 35s. Just do a chop on your front bumpers for the extra clearance in the front, and an aggressive body mount or cab mount chop just to clear in the rear, and then you guys should be good. No cab mount relocation needed for this. But yeah, that's it for this one. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.